Hey guys, welcome to today's video. So today we're going to be continuing or finalizing our perfectionism series. So I'm going to be sharing tips on how you can overcome perfectionism or the desire to be perfect. So this is like the final of the series of the perfectionism series. So if you haven't seen videos 1 and 2, I'm going to link them for you guys on the screen as well as in the description box. But essentially the tips that I would be providing to you guys today are tips that I have applied in my life, and I continue to apply them. You know, when that thought just wants to come in there and sneak in and just, try to condition our beliefs. And so one of the very first tips that has helped me and that can help you is you're going to have to change your beliefs about the way that you want people to see you. So typically when you want to be perfect, when you are carrying this image of perfection, one of the beliefs is that if people don't see this perfect person or perfect thing that you're doing, they are going to reject you and you're going to be abandoned, right? So there's a fear of rejection and abandonment somewhere in there that's playing out. So you're going to have to go back in time and heal the part of you that felt traumatic as a result of something that happened when you were younger, that created that belief in you, that created that need to always be perfect. Therapy can help. I'm not a mental health professional, but I know that therapy did help me, and it was like, so that's why. Okay, right? So you're going to have to do that. You're going to have to do that if you really want to overcome this, so that whatever emotions are stuck in you and causes you to feel triggered to do this, they disappear, they dissolve, and now you can then move on to adding the extras that can help you maintain that state. The second thing that has helped is you're going to stop criticizing yourself. Like, you see, let me explain this. Nobody has any power to force you to try to be perfect. So we cannot say that we're trying to be perfect because the world expects us to be perfect. Now, does the world expect us to be perfect? Yes, especially in some roles that we're playing. However, the world cannot come to my house, hold a gun to my head, and say, "AB, be perfect today." That's not how it works. At least that's not how it works where I am, right? It's really we thinking and believing, and like we actually think that if we're not perfect, then we cannot survive in the world. And so as part of that belief, we feed it by criticizing ourselves and picking ourselves apart. And some of the things that you might say to yourself, you would never, ever say to another human being because it's so despicable. So you are going to have to stop this behavior and get yourself to a point where if your mind brings up a negative thing about you, you tell your mind the audacity to say that to me. Like, how dare you? How dare you? Like, how dare you talk to me like that? And guys, I'm not kidding. I'm being serious. You're going to have to level up your mindset to that point where your mind dare not criticize you because it knows that it's going to get a pushback from the conscious part of you that says the audacity to talk to me like that. And I do this in my life, and it has helped. It has helped. Nobody benefits from you criticizing yourself, especially not you. So learn the process and the behavior of being kind to you. You cannot bypass this one. Therapy cannot help you with this one, in the sense that you still need to do the work. So you need to be intentional about the way you speak to yourself. What do you say to yourself when you make mistakes? How do you treat yourself? How do you treat yourself when you do something that's out of character? Are you mean to yourself? Do you say degrading things to yourself? Because if you do, this is something that you're going to have to stop immediately. Like, read my lips as you're watching this video, because if you can do this, if you can stop being unkind to yourself, it will accelerate the way that you pivot into being able to overcome this need to be perfect. Again, external situations, yes, they can bring up those triggers, but it's what you think and what you're saying to yourself that causes you to then act in ways and respond to those situations. And one of the ways that can help is being nice, not nice, kind, being kind and gentle to yourself. You deserve it. It's your life. Like, you're the only person that has this kind of DNA in the world. So how dare you talk to yourself in a manner that's not kind? Like, we don't have two of you. If we had two of you, okay, maybe I could hear that excuse, but still, it is completely unacceptable, and you're going to have to learn to be kind to you. The third thing I would say, and this one helped me, I would say, point two that I just gave you guys was the second thing that helped. This third one was like, after going through the process, was like, it threw me into the fire, literally. And that is what I call exposure therapy. So this is when you put yourself in situations that you would typically have wanted to be perfect, and you show up not acting or projecting that facade that you would usually do. Oh, this helped me a lot. Oh, this helped me. This, because you've done the healing, right? So you went to therapy, for example, you went to therapy, you're saying kind things to yourself. However, your nervous system still needs to get used to you responding kindly when things don't go a certain way. When things go away, there's the perfectionist in you doesn't really show up. It's when things don't go your way, or when you're planning something and it doesn't manifest, or it doesn't show up in the way and the capacity that you have. Oh, that's where the perfectionist in you will come in, and it will start to question your existence and how come you couldn't live up to those expectations. When those times come, first of all, I want you to give yourself an opportunity to be in those times. How do you do this? So let's say, for example, you are planning an event. Okay, let's say you're an event planner and you wanted a specific kind of flowers to show up. However, a day before the event, the florist calls and says something happened with the other and they cannot bring those types of flowers. What a perfectionist would do, they'll go into panic mode, trying to control everything else. Then they will start wondering if people are going to question the event because those flowers did not show up. They're going to start making things up in their head that the event is not going to be great. The event is going to be less than it's supposed to be, and all of that nonsense. So what you're going to do when that happens is you're going to be quiet and you're going to shut your mouth. So you're going to observe the moment, be quiet, shut your mouth. Do that for I would say, give yourself 10 minutes to just sit quietly. As you're doing that, your mind is going to go oh my gosh, stop freaking out. This flower is not there. Be quiet. Be quiet. Allow the mind do its thing. And after 10 minutes, what you're going to notice is that you will be able to process what just happened. And because you've done step one, you've healed that part of you. Number two, you've been saying kind things to yourself. What's going to happen is your mind is going to be like, okay, so this just happened. Okay, you know what? We're just going to have to do the event like that. Or you're going to come up with a solution where you're not criticizing yourself and finding a way out of that, but it's going to come up naturally to you, and you're going to get ideas and creative ways that you can make up for the thing that you think was lost, or you're just going to live it as is. I would say just live it as is, because that's just me. But hey, if it's too much for you at that time and you need to control that, give yourself those 10 minutes to process it and just let the thing be. Whatever comes up and aligns with you, then you can do that. Another way this can work is when I'm trying to think of situations where I had to say that I was going to do something, and then life happened and I wasn't able to do it, and then you have all these thoughts and believe that they're going to judge you, they're going to think less of you, things like that. And I just let the thing play out. Or you apologize, you do the best that you can, and I just let the thing play out. And guess what? Everything went well. I'm trying to think of a scenario that I can give you guys what I just narrated. But I know there are times in my life where certain things have come up and I did not respond to that situation in a way and in the best capacity that I would have wanted to. And in those moments, rather than just panicking and it's like having all this negative thoughts, it's just like, okay, this is it. All right, well, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. It's called life, right? And you just let the moment pass through, and whatever natural consequences, whatever comes there, well, it's part of life, right? And as you do this more and more, it's like a muscle, right? You're going to condition and toughen that muscle, those pathways in your life that would normally freak out and try to control things. You're going to toughen them to leave and let lead. So you're going to toughen them to accept things that are beyond your control. The key word there is what? Beyond your control. What people think about you, beyond your control. When circumstances happen and you're not able to show up in a way that you would have wanted to, beyond your control. Anything, because that's what perfectionism is you're trying to control things that are not just within your control but beyond. That's why it causes you to show up in other ways. So you are going to remember this, that AB said, if something happens and it feels like it's beyond my control, let the thing be and let it play out. I have a video on natural consequences coming out later. Okay, that would help you guys too. But let the thing be and let it play out. If you are a very, very controlling person and you are a first-class perfectionist, it would be so painful. It will feel like somebody's pulling your hair, because your mind is going to go like, right? But I promise you, give yourself those 10 minutes I talked about. It will calm down and it would say, okay, this has happened. It is what it is. What's the solution? Or do we just let it be, right? And then based on that, you can then decide how to approach that situation. All right, so I hope this video was useful to you guys, and I hope you were able to learn something from this. If you are a chronic perfectionist, I am not judging you, okay? Excuse me. Because your mind may feel like, oh, AB is judging me. I'm not. But I'm very, very happy to snap that out of you and to kick that out of your head. So I hope you were able to apply the tips, or I hope you will be able to apply the tips, because I know that they worked for me, and they worked for me. They would also work for you in some certain capacity as well. Other than that, I will see you guys in my next video.